I am on a quest to platinum some nostalgic games, starting out with the original Jak and Daxter.
Man, that stung!
The game begins with the pair exploring a forbidden island when Daxter falls into a pit of dark eco, turning him into a weasel.
Look, old man! Are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement.
After being roasted by the sage and his daughter, long story short, we need to collect power cells, precursor orbs, and scout flies. All of these are required for the collectible trophies. Here we can also unlock our first trophy, opening the precursor door. We meet the mayor who asks us to restore power to his village and cheekily asks for some orbs from us. And that's basically the premise for a lot of the side quests. Most of the NPCs want the orbs we earn, so we need to collect a lot. Otherwise they'll have us doing random tasks for them. Our first example of this is we need to get all of the animals back in the pen, and the farmer gives us our power cells.
Oh, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
We get the next trophy for obtaining 100 orbs, and also getting the rest of the orbs to the village in a secret location in the next forest area. Next up is the Forbidden Jungle. Each zone comes with its own tasks that usually reward you with power cells. Some are even directly tied to trophies. It makes going for most of these actually enjoyable. First of all, we need to collect the beams surrounding the entire area to turn back on the power in the village. The final one, I managed to fall right to the bottom of the level, but here we can actually go for a trophy.
Another goblin up me catch! No matter what I try, I can't seem to catch a single fish in this river.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
So the premise is simple, we need to catch 200 fish whilst avoiding the poison ones. If we miss 20 points worth of fish, you fail. Each wave speeds up, so this can get somewhat tricky, but I did manage to get this first try.
You did it! You caught 200 pounds of fish!
And pretty much straight after this, we connect the last beam, although we'll head back to the village later for the reward. Throughout the game, you'll find a bunch of blue eco vents. Usually they lead to hidden doors and secret power cells. In the jungle, we can use these vents to power up the lifts, and this lets us inside the temple, where we unlock all the blue eco vents across the map, which is why you should always come to this level first. Inside the temple, we run into our first boss. This guy's pretty easy, but I still managed to die twice from being cocky. After he goes down at the third attempt, we unlock ourselves a trophy. Also, the plant is hiding some hidden orbs, so jump on its head after the fight. The final few orbs for the jungle should be right as you leave, and with that, we've 100% completed the Forbidden Jungle Zone. Back at the village, we grab a power cell from the mayor and also our next trophy too. Next stop is Sentinel Beach, and one of the most memorable levels in the game for me. We can direct cannon fire to hit the metal boxes on the beach, before grabbing some easy power cells out in the open. After we punch down the Flut Flut egg, it hatches and Daxter becomes a father.
Oh no! No, 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 no!
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah! I'm not your mom! You see any feathers here?
Oh,
We find a bunch of hidden orbs like behind the waterfall and underwater too. Also, we can unlock a power cell by reaching the cannon, and the last orb I needed requires you to beat a pelican in a race, and this one here unlocks a trophy. With everything done here, we can head back to the village and grab the scout fly that I missed earlier on. This unlocks our first of 3 trophies tied to collecting every single scout fly. After heading to Misty Island from the start of the game, we get really lucky chasing the sculptor's muse as I fell on top of him by accident. Then we're ambushed by lurkers in the arena. Dying at the first attempt, I managed to get my revenge a second time and grab ourselves a trophy. We make our way to a bridge with falling logs, and I honestly died here around 5 times, really stupid of me. But once we reach the top and take out the guy firing the cannon, we're about 25th power cell already. Not long after, and we ride a water ski and take out the balloon lurkers flying around for a trophy. And after grabbing all the orbs in the water and struggling to reach this power cell, we managed to complete everything on Misty Island except I'm missing 4 Precursor orbs. After searching the map relentlessly for 15 minutes, I finally found them back on the annoying bridge, and now we have those and I'm getting the hell out of here. Back at the village, and we can buy out all the power cells with all the orbs we've gained, and then head to the Fire Canyon. Here we just need to get across without the lava destroying our ship, and once we reach the end, we get ourselves a trophy. After arriving in Rock Village and activating the teleporter, we bring over Kira and the Sage. Blue Sage is nowhere to be seen, and the village is under attack, so we're sent to investigate. Like the first village, this area acts as a hub, branching zones for us to explore, so the first stop is the Precursor Basin. Pretty much as soon as we enter, we grab a couple of scout flies, unlocking the second tier of trophy.
Lurkers. He might have a power cell.
And then we can guide these annoying guys into the hole, and when we head back to the village, we'll get ourselves a power cell. There are a couple of races here too. First, we need to go through every purple Precursor ring. This one isn't too hard, as long as you don't rush. And at the end, we unlock ourselves. We can power up the green eco vent and use this to purify the dark eco from the nearby flowers. This unlocks a power cell on the trophy too. This next challenge is pretty annoying, as we have to chase a bunch of flying lurkers, and they're very cocky. After running around like a headless chicken for a while, I finally grabbed the last one. After chasing down the final scout flight and the last power cell from this jump back to back, now time to beat the gorge. Here we need to beat the record time of 45 seconds. I honestly can't believe how close this ended up being. I'm happy to do this one first time.
Woo! We beat the record time!
Now for the final and most annoying challenge of the zone. We have to go through all of the blue Precursor rings. You can't miss a beat. I got unlucky on the first attempt. Second attempt I failed by a stupid mistake. But finally we clutch up at the third attempt to a shaky final moment. At the village, and we can collect some rewards, including one for beating the record time at the gorge earlier. We make our way to the Lost Precursor City, and probably the coolest looking area in the game. However, this place can be a bit of a maze. There's electricity everywhere, so we need to be careful. The most annoying part for me is climbing the pillars to chase down orbs and flies, as I always fall into the water and electrocute myself. To sliding down a slope, I activate the blue eco markers, and this sends a piece of the underwater city up to the surface. I stupidly spent way too long figuring out how to jump up here. I forgot about the circle move that spins you higher. The game never really explains the controls, so it completely slipped my mind. Now I head back inside and down another slope. I almost missed a trophy here as I was paying a lot of attention, still died anyways, but we got ourselves 1000 Precursor orbs. Next time we actually reach the bottom, and this starts a climb and chase sequence where we're running from dark eco. Of course I fell like every other time. When we finally reached the top, I unlocked the 50th power cell. I sweep the village and buy out all the power cells left. We can buy the power cell from the warrior who fixes the platforms for us. We can then use these to get across and take on the boss up on the cliff with enough orbs. Before we do that though, if you head down the other platform where the final scout fly is, you'll find another area. In the swamp there's new yellow eco which will allow us to fire projectiles. The main task is to destroy all 4 zeppelins, which for each one we destroyed, that's a power cell. There are also plenty of blue eco vents that jump you to new areas, and this is where we run into an ambush. Thankfully there's lots of yellow eco making this a breeze. We find the Flutflut and we can use it to cross bridges, gathering orbs and even a power cell. And after this we meet Farthie. This is simple enough, basically just keep spamming until the 3 waves end. Third wave they do speed up a little bit, and I did get a little too close for my liking. Next we make our way to the final Zeppelin. Unfortunately, despite gathering everything else, I've missed an orb again. Luckily though, it only took me around 5 minutes to find it inside of a cave, and I must have just run it over somehow. Finally, let's move on to the boss. First of all, Kira removes the boulder with the Sage's Ray, and then we take on Claw. This guy is simple: dodge the boulders he throws and then run to the front dodging his attacks. Rinse and repeat this 3 times and the fight's over. If you fall into the lava, unfortunately you do have to restart the entire fight, so be careful. After we take him down, we can take on the mountain pass. This area is full of places to fall and restart you. Luckily it only took a couple of attempts to reach the end and unlock the trophy. After making it to the Red Sage's hideout, we learn that Gold, the guy we've been looking for to turn back Daxter, is the same person who is trying to harness the power of Dark Eco with his assistant Maya. Gold has captured the Blue and Red Sage for his project and says that Samos the Green Sage is next. I decided to head to the Spider Cave first, as this place is probably the most annoying one left. After dying almost instantly and spending a while shooting down the centipedes, we finally reached the top grabbing a power cell, and then I just decided to jump into the eco to bring me back to the bottom. We make our way further in and run into the thing that wound me up the most in the entire game. Due to the game being really old at this point, camera angles and controls will do me no favours at all. After failing more times than the care to count, finally made it to the top, and I fall again. I realised at this point I forgot to unlock the eco vents, so we can't finish this area anyways until going through Snowy Mountain, so that will be our next stop. Along the mountain trail we can jump and land on the Precursor blockers along the way to deactivate them. Also we can find red eco vents that will help us to defeat 3 glacier troops. After breaking the shield they go down and we unlock ourselves a trophy. Another example of red eco's use is inside this cave. You must avoid the ambush by exploding the ground and using it to create a pathway for us. This also unlocks It's Dark in Here. This one took me a while to find, but you can slip through these trees which leads to a path all the way to the yellow eco vent. You know the drill by now. I fall multiple times before we finally reach the switch. With those unlocked we can break the frozen crate, finishing this area. With those vents unlocked, there's a couple of areas to head back to, and the first one is the mountain pass. Here we can use the newly unlocked vent to blast through this wall with the final power cell, and now back at the volcano we can also grab the 4 power cells from the miners.
Oh, yeah, I got it this time. Here's
A power cell!
Yeah, what he said.
Next up I head back to the Spider Cave. Here I used the yellow eco to destroy the crates. I managed to find the last dark eco crystal underwater in the cave with no lights. Finally, we can use the yellow eco to get us to final orbs, and then if you're quick enough, the eco from Spider Cave will get you far enough to hit this crate. Now we can give Kira more power cells to power up our zoomer and head across the lava tube. I like to try and take it slowly to start with, try and grab everything, but I still managed to miss 4 orbs by the time I reached the end. On my second run, I started at the end this time, and unfortunately ended up being quite close to the start. But with these orbs, we now have only one more location to go. We turn on the gate summoning Kira and learn that the Green Sage has also been kidnapped. Joel and Maya are also ready to carry out their plots. Inside the citadel we find all of the sages trapped. There are 4 different pathways, each with their own challenges and leading to a sage. The first route leads me to the blue eco jumps. This is quite easy once you get the time in. Once we reach the end, we can free the yellow sage. The next route should be easy, but for some reason I couldn't figure out the timing for the jumps, making me fall too many times. After a little while, I managed to reach the end and free the blue sage. Now for the red sage, we have to climb this awkward spinning zone and make our way through another ambush using the red eco, and destroying the equipment at the end. Then we can free the red sage, which now creates a path up to the top. The climb itself was surprisingly easy, but upon reaching the top and circling the entire wooden platform, I realised I'd missed 3 damn orbs. Honestly, at this point I was gutted. I'm so close to the end of the level and the game now, I'm going to have to go searching around this area for 3 tiny red orbs, which could be anywhere. Despite that, we did manage to get the last scout fly in the game and its corresponding trophy. And after some huffing and puffing, I made my way down searching for those orbs. Luckily for me, I hit the jackpot in the main hub. Somehow I just missed this little path, but it really took no time at all. But with that, we also have every single Precursor orb too. Now I can climb straight back to the top and destroy the trap keeping in the green sage, unlocking a double trophy here. One of them for freeing the green sage and the other for gathering every power cell, meaning we are 100% done with collectibles. All that's left to do now is take the lift and fight Golem Maya's Dark Eco robot. The only thing I had to look out for are the explosive waves. Everything is nice and easy to dodge. We get to see the Dark Eco silo open, and White Eco appears, which Jak absorbs and uses to deal the finishing blow on the giant robot, defeating Golem Maya as they fall into the pit of Dark Eco for good. With that, Jak and Daxter is complete and the world is safe. Well, at least for now. See you all in Jak 2.